welcome to the Eric J. the Great podcast, man. How you doing?
What up, though? What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right, bro. So, man, I reached out to you because I know you got a lot of buzz going right now, and I just think that everyone should hear your story from from the beginning all the way to where you at now.
One more time?
No, I said you got a lot of buzz right now, so I think that everyone should hear your story from the beginning all the way up to now.
Yeah, it's your audio's going in and out. E,
Hear me now?
yeah, say it again. What you say, E?
Hey, now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, we can just basically tell you the whole story, from the beginning all the way up to now.
I mean, my story really comes from, like most other rappers, from the streets.
Wait,
I
wait, you
was,
well,
go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna ask a few questions, to lead up to, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But so as far as tell the people where you from,
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
okay, and you have you stayed in Louisville your whole life?
I mean, I actually lived in New York as a kid for a few years. Then I migrated to Louisville, Kentucky with my father. My brothers and sisters stayed in New York. My dad had a whole lot of kids here in Kentucky too. So yeah, I
Okay.
mostly grew up in Kentucky.
Oh, that's what's up. So do you got any siblings?
Yeah, I got 7 brothers and sisters.
Okay. So what was some of the obstacles you had to encounter, just growing up, moving from New York to Louisville, just struggles you in your childhood that you had to deal with.
I mean, I grew up in the trenches. I'm from Newburgh, so everybody know how it go out there. It ain't, it's just a jungle. They can play with it if they want to, but it's kind of like everything was a competition. And my daddy raised all of his kids by himself, so it's kind of like growing up without parents because my father had to work so much. So we was exposed to a lot of shit in the streets growing up that we weren't supposed to at an early age. But I mean, shit, what comes with being in the streets. A whole lot, a whole lot of street shit. So the obstacles and struggles are self-explanatory if you listen to the music. Uh,
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, did you have a two-parent household or a single-parent household?
I mean, off and on, my mama was in prison. My mama was incarcerated 5 years, so she went to jail for 5 years. So then when she did come home, my mama was also into the streets too, though. So it's kind of like when my mom was ripping and running the streets, but she's there for her kids when we need her. But to answer the question, I would say it was more of one parent in the household. Majority of the time is what I was used to.
Okay. So what's some of the things you was into as a child? Was you good at sports? What kind of activities were you in, once you started going to school as far as like elementary, middle, and high school?
I played basketball and football. I was a star athlete. I mean, I ended up getting a full scholarship off 1 year of regulation high school football because I was, like I said, caught up in the streets. So it took away a lot of my high school career that I didn't get. My freshman year, I was at a hardship transfer to school and at J-Town High School and ended up getting caught with some weed in school, like the second game of the season, right before the game type shit. So I lost my hardship transfer. Had to go back to my home school, which was Southern. So it was back being in the hood again with everybody I grew up with. and I missed out on them high school years, but I got that back my senior year. Balled out on them people.
Well, that's what's up, man. So, for people that don't know what Louisville is about and growing up in Louisville and what the city is about, kind of describe what type of place Louisville is,
I mean, with the good and there's good and
the
there's
good and the
bad,
bad.
you
Yeah.
know. And the good is it's opportunity here to get some money. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but I know it's a lot of money here, and people don't understand that about this city. But it's bigger than what people think, and it's a fun. But on the bad side, shit, it's just Murderville, Kentucky. Niggas is getting slapped. Niggas is getting killed every day. Like, nigga, this shit crazy. It's the Wild Wild West here. This ain't nowhere to vacate to. I tell you that. It ain't no vacation spot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I think since I've been here in Louisville, been here almost well a little bit over 2 years now, but you know, I see everything that you're talking about as far as the good and the bad. You got the party scene is kind of cool here, but you got the downside to that when with certain stuff that come with club scenes and things like that. So
Yeah, and Louisville, everybody like the big names here in the city. Like when you come to Louisville, you gonna hear Velly Sosas, you gonna hear Skinnies, and you gonna hear EST. You gonna hear names like that when you come here, and it's like everybody in Louisville knows what everybody's doing. So the Joneses stand out. You got your D boys stand out, your killers stand out. Everybody stands out in their own category, but everybody know what you doing around this motherfucker. That's one
oh,
thing for sure. And shit, it ain't easy living in Louisville, Kentucky. I tell you that.
oh yeah, it's kind of an everyday struggle in any kind of minority based neighborhood as far as like stuff you got to deal with when you on the come up, and it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a crab in a bucket mentality.
Yeah, and I grew up at Newburgh, so it's like we was the most hated neighborhood in the city of Louisville because we our own island. Like we separated from the whole city, but we are in the city of Louisville. And motherfuckers like I said, we was the most hated hood forever. And then with the fact that you know G blows up from Newburgh, like it kind of turns the tables again to where we still the most hated neighborhood in Louisville, Kentucky, on top of the highest crime rated neighborhood too right now. Like that shit ain't no game.
Oh
It
yeah,
ain't.
man. Yeah, I seen that myself. And when G started to come up, man, I was just like, man. Well, like when I first got here and got cool with a lot of people from Newburgh, I was like, man, like why does everybody had to say, and then when seen stuff for myself, I was just like, oh, I see why, I think a lot of people don't like
Yeah.
Newburgh just because,
See, he,
everybody isolated and then a lot of people get money in that area. So, and they stay to themselves.
yeah, and we fucking all these niggas hoes.
Yeah. So as you was growing up, man, like before you got into music, did you have anyone in your family that was into music or anybody around you that was into music that you
My
kind of picked up from that made you want to get into it?
my dad was a trades like he did gospel music. He had a record deal doing gospel music like in the early 90s. Yeah, in the early 90s he had a gospel record deal. So I've been around music. I was in the choir and all that whatnot. But then when it comes to this rapping shit, my brother was really the rapper. I ain't start financially taking rapping serious till like 2 years ago for real. It's always been in me though, but I was trying to get some money. I'm trying to get rich. And my brother, like I said, my brother, he's really the rapper, but he went through his trials and tribulations with that shit, and eventually he stopped. And I always wanted to do it, so like when my life was at a point to where I ain't had no choice but to start telling people how I felt or what was going on in my life, then that's when I started rapping. And this shit right now is bigger than what it is. What it seems outside looking in. A lot of people don't understand what music really means to artists, especially the ones who's pouring their life out on these tracks.
Oh yeah. So as you went through high school and you became an adult. When was your first time getting into the studio and actually starting to take music serious?
My first time when my brother died. My brother got killed. He got gunned down. Broad daylight. It fucked me up because this is who I'm with every day. Like this is my brother. Like we every day, like type shit. So when that happened, it was mandatory that I did a song because, like I said, it was the only way I could really express my feelings, and he loved. And the song ended up doing like crazy numbers in the city. The city was fucked up at the song for real. Everybody knew it too, but the city was fucked up at the song. So that is when I first recorded a real song in the studio and actually put it on the thing. But after that, my nigga Boogie came home and we was linked in together with each other, hard body through the streets. He's from Newburgh, we both from Newburgh. He an OG, but when he came home, I was the young nigga running the streets at Newburgh. It was so holler at me. And when Cuz came home, shit, he's a Newburgh legend too. You feel me? Like I said, he's an older nigga, so he already was into the music world. And when me and him linked, he did the song with me because his best friend died too around the same time. So we both got on the song together. It's on our platforms. But after we did that song, Cuz really pushed me to stay in the studio after that. And he just stayed on me. And really, I was telling him that all the time. He the only reason why I really kept rapping. And I appreciate him for that. Plus, free the gang, man. Cuz is on his way home. Free CEO Boogie. Mr. Thank God.
Okay. So you said the song was called "Never Change," the song you did for your brother.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. So after you did the first song, which sorry to hear about your brother, but when you so after this transpired and you started to take it serious, uh, how often was you recording at this point? And as far as like going to the studio and was you dropping singles after that, or did you start working on an actual EP or album to drop?
Oh, we stayed in the studio, like, honestly, after that, Cuz Boogie had started had his own label. He started his label in the penitentiary and came home and stood on it and branded that good. But that shit was lit. And Cuz really pushed everybody around him to stay tapped in with this music shit because we all know it's a way out. And shit, it boiled down to where we was trying to hit the studio every day to the point where Boogie went and got us a studio built, nigga, and we stayed locked in every day. Shit, niggas was sleeping in the studio.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, what you had said, Sosa, Velly.
Yo,
Yeah. So you say y'all was locked in the studio every day, and he bought y'all a studio.
yeah, he bought the studio and we was tapped in. We was tapped in. I was tapped in. I'm sorry, my phone's going off a whole lot. That's why I keep pausing. But yeah, though, I mean, cuz after he got the studio, the music was coming unlimited. And then I graduated to going out of town and recording because of a different sound. I was chasing a sound, so I started recording in Atlanta. Uh, after so much of recording, the music's good because people's listening to it, people's commenting, numbers is going up. As long as I was staying consistent. But eventually, I just started trying to learn the business side of the music industry. How do I get paid off all this music that I'm doing? That was what I was trying to learn.
Okay. So when you starting to record more often, you starting to take it more serious. Was Boogie kind of like helping uh pay for like studio time, or was you coming up with this out of your pocket? And
Nah, see, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, was he helping you pay for studio time? Was you come out the pocket, or did y'all just have some people that y'all was locked in with that was just showing love?
Nah, I would come out of pocket like at first, cuz me and cuz is going half on everything. Like I'm my own boss, cuz is his own boss. Like at the end of the day, so it was like anything we did, we went half on everything. Whether we went to the club 50 deep, we paying for everybody to get in. We're gonna split that tab. About all the bottle section and everything. Me and Cuz splitting everything down the middle. This is my partner, this is my right hand man. So we was in this shit together. But I ended up getting locked up. Cuz ended up getting locked up. When I came home and took my own route, it was paying out of pocket by myself for all my studio time. Everywhere I went, I ain't never got free studio time.
Okay. So, when did you launch your first project as far as EP or mixtape or album?
2018 was when I dropped the EP called Six Rings, and I did a video to every song on that EP while I was during the process of the project. I Before I put it out, I made sure I did a song to every I did a video to every song on that EP, Six Rings. That was 2018. And then I think 2019 is when I dropped my second one. Or maybe it was I think I dropped both of them in 2018 maybe. But it was a double disc EP, Vicious versus Global. Had the
Yeah,
city turned up.
yeah, man. I remember 2019 because 2019, the end of 2018 and beginning of 2019 is when I first started coming to Louisville before I got out the military.
Hmm.
And I remember when I first heard that song "Vicious." I ain't know you at the time, but when I was going to the script club, they used to play that junk all the time. I was just like, man, I was like, this song is hard. Like they used to play. I used to hear it at least like 2 or 3 times a night.
Yeah.
So, so I was like, yeah, I remember that era, that year was lit.
Ah, yeah. 2019 was really the start of it. Shit. At Bad Guy Right, I was going through some shit too where I just had a daughter around, my daughter was just came in the world. My mama, my little brother, and my best friend had just passed away back to back. Like I couldn't even grieve and get over one, and another one happened. Like so, I was really mentally going through a whole lot at them times, and music was the only thing that was getting me away. Music and drugs,
Yeah, it be like that sometimes when
for real.
you have a lot of stuff happening back to back. I had similar situations, where people I lost in Afghanistan when I was in the military, so I already know how that could feel, when you lose people close to you, you know. But so after you dropped the first two projects, did you drop anything else in 2019 or 2020?
Nah, I ended up dropping some singles. I dropped some EP3s, MP3s. I mean, I dropped some MP3s online. I did some shit with Drummer Boy, and I ended up dropping that shit online. I dropped like 2 songs I did with drum. Shout out to Drummer Boy too. But yeah, I end up dropping those projects, and it's really was just MP3s for people, people to go online and hear music. I really wasn't projecting the songs. It's just to have shit online. Like I said, it was more so learning the business for me. So I know if I put 1,000 songs on the internet and get 1,000 views per each one, I'm still gonna get credited for you feel me, 10,000 views, or they do it 10,000 times. 1,000 views worth of credit if each one of them got one. Like, but as that's what I wouldn't consider it a project that I was dropping. It's just MP3, it's music, just listen.
Oh yeah. So we can kind of fast forward now. So you seeing success from the music. People giving you feedback off your first two projects or first couple singles you dropped. We up to 2020. When the pandemic first hit, a lot of people, was kind of, confused
Fucked
on
up.
how they was going to navigate, their businesses, no matter what they was doing to make money. So, how did you navigate the pandemic from 2020 all the way up to now? As far as like your music career and how did you, uh, find direction as how to keep people engaged and keep your buzz going.
I I ran that bag up so crazy around that time. God blessed me to really be able to be put in a financial position to where I was able to move to Atlanta. I had moved to the A to pursue my career. I bagged a little bitch from her and type shit. Excuse my French. Bagged a young lady. Took her into her kids down there and shit. Like I was on some other shit. I ain't gonna cap. Like I said, I be going through some shit mentally. It be fucking me up. But a nigga live and you learn. And at the end of the day, I didn't know no pandemic was coming. So when I moved to Atlanta, I moved in the right before the pandemic. I had moved down there, and nigga, I probably talking about not even 60 days later, they talking about shutting down the whole world type shit. So I can't even get locked in a state that I'm not from. Just luckily, I was moving my way through the industry the right way, and it got me places and connections that I can't lose unless I fuck them up a burner bridge. But with that being said, when I moved down there in the pandemic, I was already locked in, like I said, with drama. And then I had my PI was from Atlanta too, so she had tapped me in with a whole lot of people. I fuck with BMF real heavy. Shout out to the mob. But they tapped me in, with a lot of major factors in the city. So it worked out in my favor that I knew people when I moved down there, but I still didn't know my city. And I was spending money. I'm spending that shit during the pandemic. When they locked us down, Atlanta was the only state that stayed open. So we down there blowing bags. You feel me? Shout out to them shits. Like for real. Unemployment shit smacking. Nigga, we was going crazy down there. Like, but it was more so once again, I was down there trying to learn the business, and with the pandemic fucking everything up, everybody in Atlanta, all the artists, producers, engineers, anybody got something to do with the industry was all fucked up, hurting, wanting for money. So it really wasn't the time to be trying to learn the business because a lot of shit seemed scams. Everything seemed like a scam. Shit wasn't adding up. You feel me? Like
Oh yeah. So during this whole time frame, when you just waiting for the corona to kind of die down a little bit, how much music did you put out during this time frame, or was you just focusing on to it? You just waited till it cooled down a little bit as far as the coronavirus.
I mean, I dropped like 5 singles during the corona, but they was all, it was all, it was like 3 songs that I did with drummer, and then I linked with some artists in Atlanta, Too Lit. I linked with them and did some music, and then a couple features. I was doing features. I was charging a nice number for features. So people was biting. I ain't trying to bite your head off for no track, but it's business at this point. I'm well invested, so nigga got respected. But a lot of people was buying features during Corona, so any feature that I did, I was dropping. It's new music.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I remember that time frame like it was yesterday, bro. Like, that Corona, man. The people that you thought, that was like, up, man. That Corona humbled a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm glad that you was able to, that you was put up well. So you waited till the storm passed a little bit, and then you was
yeah.
able to continue,
But
what you had to do.
I end up getting indicted though too though. I end up getting indicted, having to turn myself in like September that year, 2020. I end up turning myself in September. Yeah. Now it was 2021. Yeah, it's
Did y'all?
2021.
How much time you end up having to do?
Uh, I ended up doing a year. I took a year. I ended up copping out for a year. We was ready to take him to trial and shit, but they try to make a nigga sit, and we was in somewhere where you don't want to be sitting at too long. You feel me? So I just told my lawyer slide for me, take the best deal they gonna get. They offered a year, so I took that shit. I already had time served in on it for just sitting. They end up indicting the nigga, jacking the nigga bond up so fucking high. They ain't want a nigga to get it out, so a nigga ended up sitting, and it worked out for the better once again. God was in my favor in that situation. Nigga ain't have to do nothing but a state year. I was right back to the streets, but it was a whole new scenery though. I ain't go back to Atlanta. I came back to Kentucky where niggas don't want to be at. I had to get back right.
Yeah. So after you got out of jail, and you getting back used to, society, um, did you start back recording right away, or did you take some time?
Negative. Negative. Hell no. Nah. Cause when it comes to this music, you gotta have funds. You gotta have a bag, big bag. Ain't no little bag gonna get you nowhere in this industry. Nigga gonna tell you cold. You can have lyrics. You can be the coldest punch artist ever in the world. You can be better than Lil Wayne by having a microphone. But if you ain't got no money, these people ain't fucking with you. They not looking at you. They not. Cause if you that cold, then the motherfucker gonna put a bag behind you and make sure you get where you need to be at. And you still not, you feel me? Like, nah, this shit different. You gotta have a bag. And that was my goal. Plus I came home to nothing. Like I said, you live and you learn. When I moved back from when I got out of jail, when I was in jail, the little shorty I was fucking with, she slammed me out. You feel me? While I was locked up, she went through a nigga's phone. She won't start beefing with exes, baby mamas, and reckless shit. Long story short, she took off with everything. So bond money and everything, I had posted bond and everything. You feel me? Like I said, they kept my bond and jacked it up. They ain't want a nigga to get out. But long story short, I lost everything in that process. I ain't, you feel me? Shorty ain't pay for nothing coming down there. When I moved to A, nigga, I took me, her, and her kids down there and pursued my dream, her dream too. But at the end of the day, the part what I'm getting to is I lost everything. Like I ain't stressing that situation wasn't nothing, but that's what I was dealing with coming home. I wasn't going back to a situation that I can't control, that I can't handle. So I came back home where
I
niggas
mean,
don't want to be at, and gotta get this shit right before I had to get shit right before I start recording. Like you gotta have money.
yeah, I can understand that, bro. And I know that's the worst feeling in the world when, you in a compromised position and you can't really, control things how you can on the outside. And the people that you have the most loyalty in that's in your circle, stab you in the back and you can't really do nothing about it because you locked down at the time. So I know that was a messed up feeling, bro.
Hell yeah.
So as you got out of jail and you got back right, what led you to the Navy single that's going crazy right now on TikTok and stuff?
Really, honestly, God, true. I had just found out I had just found out my daughter was about to. I'm having a little girl. You know, we got had a gender reveal and shit. Found out it was a girl, and I'm naming my little girl Navy. The same day I found out, I did. The same day I found out that we was having a girl, I recorded that night in the studio, and my girl was bleeding and shit. She thinks she ready to have a miscarriage, so she's like, "Go record your song, though." She like, "Go record your song, and then come take me to the merch room." I'm like, "Hell nah." She's like, "Nah, just go take your. It ain't that bad." Da, 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 da. When she say blood, you bleeding and you pregnant and you under 12 weeks, that ain't cool. So I was already pulling up at the studio when she called me and said it. That's why she told me go ahead and record the song. So I went in the studio and knocked that bitch out like 30 minutes. Went in there and knocked that song out. Shot back to the crib. Shorty was at the hospital. So the engineer texted me and while I was at the hospital and was like, "What you naming the song?" And that's when I was like, "Navy." I couldn't think of nothing else. That was the only thing on my mind at the time. And the song really puts you in a Navy, you know, in a Navy state of mind too. It's like when you listen to the song, I'm battling. I'm battling with them words. The way I'm slanging them shits on each line. Like nigga, you gonna feel like you in the Navy when you listen to that song, nigga. Like real talk. But that was where the name came from. It's definitely that shit.
So what's your process of recording? Do you write or do you go off the head?
Uh, I wrote that song, but I freestyle. Majority of my music, my first two projects was all freestyle.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's crazy that you made that song that quick, in 30 minutes. And then so when you first made the song, man, when you and the engineer made the song and you got done, handling your situation with your baby moms, like did you know that that song was gonna be a hit when you did it, or it was just like another song at that point?
Honest to God, truth, I'd be lying if I said I feel like it was another song. But when I first recorded it, the feeling, what I was in a possessed state of mind when I was recording the song because it wasn't normal. It didn't feel normal. It was like this shit was pouring out. So I was really amazed with myself because like I said, I wrote majority of it, but after so many bars into it, no hook, no nothing. I'm like, shit, just keep recording, just go. And I just kept going, no hook, no nothing. And I'm looking at the clock trying to get out the studio. And he was like, shit, I'm gonna just format the song like that. No hook, no, you ain't put no hook on there. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit, just leave it like that. And shit, he sent it to me, and I didn't get to listen to it until later on that night after I left the hospital. And when I left the hospital and listened to it, I'm like, whoa, this shit crazy. Like, this shit wavy.
Yeah, man.
And it's a club banger. It's gonna rock. It's gonna make the club shake. Everybody gonna shake something.
Yeah, man. When I first heard it, man, when I seen the girl do the TikTok to it, bro, I was listening to it. I was like, and I wasn't paying attention to the username on the left side of Instagram. I didn't even notice that was you that posted it. I'm just looking at the girl dance, and I'm like, dang, this song is hard. Then when I found out it was by you, I was like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and download that thing. I was like, yeah, that junk. I was like, yeah, I could stop bumping my head. I was like, yeah,
Yeah, I
that
appreciate that. Appreciate that. But the girl Christina, that was Christina. She's the girl that did the Drake. She's in Drake's video, the Kiki. Do you love me? She's the one with the pink hair. That's her from the Drake video. She made up that. She started that dance. Then she did the. She's in that one of the baby's newest songs, one of his newest videos he just did. Come to find out, her and the baby mama's best friends. I ain't feel me.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that shit lit. That shit lit. That shit lit. I'm pulling up. I got pull up in Cali on them too though. I told them I'm coming down there. She ended up winning the contest too, so we gonna get the video shot. I'm gonna let her do the choreography for the video and be in the video if she want to upon receiving payment for winning the contest too. So we will be in Cali soon.
That's what's up. So let me ask you this question. So a little bit of self-reflecting. So, you know, arguably your biggest song, uh, Navy,
Hmm.
you wrote most of it, or you so do you think now, like going forward, that you would kind of have a balance as far as writing a freestyle songs, or would it just be like more of a vibe type thing?
Um, the freestyle part comes in like if I got a whole lot of beats, I'm gonna say play something. And then I'm a vibe. It's a vibe in the studio that's gonna make me say certain shit or feel a beat a certain type of way, versus me buying some hard shit to where I gotta sit down on it. On the beat, when you hear that beat that you feel like it's the one, you gonna put that pen down. I mean, you gonna open that notepad in your iPhone and start writing them notes, like just straight up. Even if you write a hook, even if it's all you write is a hook and freestyle all the verses, like it shit come out the same way. I'll write some shit I didn't wrote before, went in the studio, got in front of the mic, start recording this shit that I set down on my phone, and then tell the engineer to scratch the whole shit. Might use bits and pieces from it as an artist, and that shit gotta sound right. It gotta be perfect how you want it, but they gotta like it. So, like I said, it definitely it ain't nothing that it ain't easy, but writing
So
is
let
all
me
right.
ask you this, man. So this sounded, oh yeah. So let me ask you these two questions. So when you first dropped the song and you know, you getting a few reactions from it and you realize Christina started doing a dance to it, you know, when you have did the challenge, and what was your reaction? And two, uh, what's the numbers like right now as far as like you know Instagram and TikTok right now? Like how many people don't? Because I know like once she started doing the dance with the big following she got, that's all can do nothing but be good traffic coming back to you. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Yeah,
the singles involved.
it's a lot of traffic right now. Like I said, my phone been going crazy. Like I got a lot of people reaching for that song. Like I'm in a script club and niggas is walking up to me asking, "Do the DJ got that song you was playing? DJ got that song you was on your Instagram?" Like I said, I come to the script club to see some women. I ain't asking nobody about no music. I mean, I talk to you on Instagram or something about that shit, but when I got that reaction, that's when I'm telling myself, like, damn, I'm on to something. And everybody's, saying the same response. Keep pushing, push that song. That's your hit. That's your one. That's your one. And I can't determine what's a hit record. It's people. It's the people. You got to listen and love the song to determine. A lot of people got to listen and love that song. So I'm still trying to balance that part out too, to where I wanted to cross the nation and get that response. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man.
push it. This motherfucker gonna get hurt. They gonna hear it. Got to.
And the crazy thing, man, I was looking at this music exec. He's like one of the top music exec at the label, and he was breaking down uh how a song get broke down versus like the early 2000s. And you want to
Hmm.
know the number one thing that was on the list?
What?
TikTok. He
T-
said TikTok don't succeeded. He said number one is TikTok, number two is the streaming platforms, and he said the radio don't fell down to number four. So he was like TikTok is like the number one thing for songs now that's making people get signed and get anything, as far as endorsements, any type of thing.
Yeah, TikTok lit. TikTok.
Yeah, man. Man, I just got about two or three more questions, and then we'll wrap this up, man. So, you know, as far as the Navy single, uh, if you don't have an answer to some of the questions, then it's fine. But uh, when can people or estimated timeline on when they can expect the video to the Navy single, and also, you know, what is some future projects that you got going on, or as far as like later on this year for 2022, what you got planned?
The video, like I said, we gotta shoot the Cali, put in some work. We're gonna go to Miami, I believe. And yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I'm working with Skinny now. Shout out to 2K Entertainment. But me and bro putting something together now to make this shit, make it is what it's supposed to be. And just trying to work out some shit with him right now. And the project will drop. I will definitely drop a EP, another EP. And then I'm gonna follow it up with an album. But the video and this single right now is my main focus because I got so much music that I can make an album right now out of just going in my phone, sending some files to the DJ and make an album. I got enough, well over enough songs, and I know that they still once like I said, people like you. If the people like you as an artist, as a person, I mean, you can drop old music, and a lot of artists is doing it now. Once you got the people watching you and paying attention, they want to hear everything you got. So, like I said, I'm really focused on this single all year. I'm pushing it. I'm trying to get this shit heard all across the nation. But the video will be here by the summertime for sure.
Oh yeah, that'll be a lit time for the video because I feel like that type of vibe is like gotta have some sunshine in it. Like it can't be no rainy type of depressed type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have a lot of women in it. You know what I'm saying? Got to be lit.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's gonna cause it's gonna be that one. I'm gonna make sure that they pay attention and they're gonna understand where I'm coming from and know that I am a real artist. It's not just no woke up one day and I started to rap. Nah, this is what I do. Like I make good music.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, what is your short and long term goals as far as your music career?
Generational wealth. For real. That's what I'm trying to get out of it. I just want my kids to be able to survive off what I'm leaving behind when I am gone.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, that's all. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Making
it's just for my
passive
family.
income.
I'm trying to provide. I'm trying to leave it here. I'm starting a generation, of my own now. So it's definitely about behind. But while I'm here, my short term is just giving people a different sound, giving people something, some real authentic music, and it's different. My shit is just you can't compare me to no other artist unless you say I sound like them. As far as me harmonizing on a song or something, that's the farthest you gonna get. It's the closest you can get to compare me to another artist. But my music just different, and and I know it's more than majority can relate to it.
Yeah, I feel that too, man. When I first listened to your music, I was like, yeah, he's different. And different because I like different type of stuff. I listen to majority of the stuff everybody else listen to, but when something different catch my ear, I'm more intrigued to follow that versus the stuff that they're gonna play every week in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, should be getting watered down. Hear the same song a
But yeah,
hundred
man.
times a week.
Yeah, hell yeah, they wear stuff out here, bro.
Yeah, if it's once it's hot, it's hot. It's gonna happen. I love to hear my shit on the radio every club 100 times a week. That's how it's supposed to be. But to the people, shit, they heard 10, 15 times, they good.
Hell yeah. So man, last question, you got anything that you want to promote that you got going on now or in the future? And yeah, you can go and say that now and then let people know how to find you on social media.
Uh, yeah, I just want everybody to tap in on my latest single I just dropped, Navy. You can go, on any platform and listen to it for us. Or you can just Google Velly Sosa Navy. Just help me. I just want to help, get the support from everybody on that one right now as much as possible, because main focus right now is to succeed with this record. And other than that, I mean, you can find me on social media. My Instagram is Velly Sosa. That's Velly VELLY underscore SOSA 6. And on Facebook is Velly Sosa. Everything Velly Sosa. I mean, just you can Google Velly Sosa. I'm gonna pop straight up. It's all me.
All right, that's what's up, man. Hey, from bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate you. Giving me time to interview you and get your story out there, man, of where you came from and where you at now, and how you prospering and making a way for you and your family, man. I greatly appreciate it, and ever since I first met you, man, I always had a great deal of respect for you, and I admire everything that you're doing as far as your music career, other moves that you're trying to make, outside the music. So, I appreciate you for giving me an opportunity. I'm 10 toes down in this podcast, and I'm investing real heavy in this as far as financially, and I've been doing it for 2 years now. So, we're 10 toes down on this. So, this is gonna be the new lane for me when I'm not, doing security and then like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, everybody go check out Velly Sosa. Velly, VELLY underscore SOSA 6. Go stream all his music on Apple Music, Spotify. You know, real good artist, man. You can play his play. There's very few artists that you can play with no skips. You know what I'm saying? So you can just shuffle his whole music library and just let it ride in the car. So again, I appreciate you for coming on the Eric J. the Great podcast, and
Thanks for having me, Kane.
this wraps up today's episode, and this episode will be out tonight on all platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. And I have another episode dropping tomorrow. We'll be talking about uh, pros and cons with dating black women, and the our culture in general, as far as how society look at us as a people. That's what I'll be talking about tomorrow. So um, just wrap up today's episode of the Eric J. the Great podcast. Y'all have a good night.